Bună ziua și bine ați venit la un nou interviu Economedia. Îl avem astăzi alături de noi pe Frank Reul, care este vicepreședinte dezvoltare pentru Accor Premium pentru zonele Europa de Est, Balcani, Italia și Grecia. Hi, nice to meet you. Hi, welcome here in our studio, Frank.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, so for our readers less familiar with Accor, I would like you to briefly present us and to walk us around the group's footprint in Romania. What brands are you present here with? How many hotels? How many rooms?
As you know, Accor is the leading hotel operator in Europe. Worldwide, we have almost 6,000 properties, of which 3,500 are based in Europe. We are operating in Romania since a very long time. I think we opened the first hotel in 1994, which is the Pullman Hotel, where we just celebrated its 30th birthday. Today we have 23 properties, which represent 2,500 keys, and on a good mix of brands from Swiss Hotel to Novotel to Pullman to Ibis Styles, Mercure. And we have a good footprint, and we also enhancing the footprint because if you look at our pipeline, we have a further 22 properties and 2,000 keys coming in the next 2 to 3 years. We're opening, by the way, next week a super property in Mercure in Alba Iulia, a must-see property, which is also the first international branded hotel in what I think is a very prominent and historic city.
How was last year for you? How many hotels did you open? How many new rooms did you open? What kind of growth did you expect and how did it turn out?
We expect to open 4 or 5 properties per year. Obviously, the rhythm has been slightly slower because of the COVID, because of financing issues and so on. But again, I give you an idea, we have Mercure Alba Iulia. Next year we have Mercure and Ibis Styles in Oradea opening. We have Novotel living here in Bucharest in Băneasa. We have a good number of properties, but also in secondary cities such as Făgăraș, where we open an Ibis Styles hotel. So the footprint is growing, and also at the seaside in Mamaia, and different properties are joining the network.
What are we expecting this year?
I think let me say the business overall is pretty good in Romania. I must say, first of all, in all, let me say, Eastern Europe, but also Italy, Greece, and so, the hospitality business is doing actually very well. People are traveling, people are looking for new experiences, and I think there is a real, I would say there is a real shift in Romania. There is a real demand for branded hotels, and we see, and also I think our competitors see great growth opportunities in Romania in the next few years.
Can you share some numbers regarding the business performance in Romania? In terms of turnover or, I don't know, revenue per room?
I cannot say it for the network. I don't have the figures on top of my mind, but we can say you. But I think most of the property had double-digit growth last year, and again, they're showing good growth this year. And we don't see any, let me say, a slowdown in demand, slow in demand. I think what is very important and for Romania is that Romania, under the surface, has been building slowly but surely a much stronger tourism product, which I think is very important. If you look at the number of, because what is the traveler looking for? The traveler is looking for value. That doesn't mean cheap, but for experience. And if you look at the number of festivals we have now in Romania, the number of water parks we have opened, I think the infrastructure of the airport in secondary cities have really improved, and we can feel that. And together with that, you get more and more requests for branded hotels, because also hotels will want to adapt to this customer who's looking for experience and who's looking for better value.
Who are your clients? Are they regular people or business travelers?
Our clients are first of all, as Accor, our clients are the hotel owners. These are our clients because we sign either management or franchise contracts with people who own or want to develop or want to build hotels. And then we help the hotel owners finding customers for their properties through loyalty, through distribution, to our different sales system, through the brand. And that's how it works basically. Our customers are the hotel owners, and we provide then customers for their properties. That's the business model basically.
Yeah, I understand. You recently opened hotels in Poiana, Brașov, in the Romanian on the Romanian seaside, and in Băile. You announced one in Băile, Felix.
Yeah.
What made those locations attractive to you?
First of all, I think, for instance, the property in Poiana, Brașov, it's an amazing property. It's an international branded property. It's built to an amazing high standard in comfort for the guest, in air quality, in size of the room, and what is very, very good also in this property, it has a very well-respected local dimension. You know, it respects really the Transylvanian history within the property. But also, if you look at, for instance, at Baia Felix, today, if you look at the hotel business today, the cost of operating a hotel is going up. Okay, you have staffing cost is going up, energy is going up, the government is increasing taxes. So for hotel owners, what we can bring added value in better value distribution, so a better cost to acquiring the business, and bringing new customers to the properties. And for us, we should not forget, worldwide we have 100 million loyalty members, of I think 75% in Europe. So we have an enormous demand from our customers to find new leisure and destinations, to find new experiences. So these properties fit very well also with what our customer base actually is looking for.
Mm-hmm. And how do you evaluate the city or a destination as being suitable for new development?
You know, it's a little bit a case-by-case basis. You know, first of all, the hotel owner really needs to believe that we together we can bring better value than if he does it without the brand. This is very important. And then we have to see how it fits within the network. But today in the hospitality industry, I think it's very important, or you're very niche and you have a very specific product which creates value, or you have scale. And then the scale will help you to create better value for your business. And anything in between today is very difficult. So that's why we're getting, also in Romania, lots of independent hotels trying to join us or one of our competitors.
Mm-hmm. Do you see any Romanian destinations as being the next emergent destination?
Oh, you know, I think there is a good job to do at the seaside, but it's not easy because there's been a lot of building going on at the seaside, which, let me say, not easy where the buildings are not easy to incorporate in, let me say, a hotel with certain standards, with FLS standards and so on. I think for me in Romania the potential is endless. If you look today at a city like Brașov or Sibiu, if these cities were easy to reach from Bucharest, they could easily double or triple the visitor numbers. So there is a lot has also to do with infrastructure. And then what is very important for us, we have a network in Romania. I think we have now 23 properties, next week 24, by the end of the year maybe 25 or 26. If you look in Poland, we have 85 or 90. So we can easily have a network of 40, 50 properties in Poland, in Romania. But these properties, there will be for 80 or 90% serving domestic customers. Romania has a very strong domestic network. These domestic customers, they're also part of our loyalty scheme. But for that, we need to have a comprehensive network in Romania. So when they travel around Romania, they stay in the properties. They're sure that up to a certain level, they have a certain standard of service, of quality, of acoustics in the room, of fire, life and safety in the hotel. And that's really our ambition in Romania. Mm-hmm.
The next years are going to bring some fast infrastructure developments. Do you see that reflected in your numbers and in your hotels?
You know, the infrastructure developments in Romania, there's always somewhere, not only in Romania, a little gap between the plan and the execution. But that's not only in Romania. But I think there's two things which are very important. That the customer is looking for experiences. So you can build unbelievable experience in Romania, and then you need to have the infrastructure to go with it. But even secondary airports who develop with Wizz Air and so on, they attract tourists, they attract new visitors. So there's plenty of things to do. Mm-hmm. So then it's important for the cities and this is, I think, is really important for the cities to build events, for instance, what happens in Cluj and so on, which is actually done for the locals, where the travelers join the locals. And these are the events which work well. Because if you have events only for tourists, the locals get upset. So it's really important that this mechanism from, let me say, the visitor interacting with the locals, spending money locally and so on, and I think there is still a lot to do for in that way in Romania.
Is this a difference between Romania and other countries in the region? Is this domestic demand the driver for new hotels?
It's because it's a big country. If you compare to Serbia or to Lithuania, you're after Poland, you're the second largest. You have the same in Italy. Greece is then much more limited. But I think there is a real, a country of 20 million people, which is in Europe, I think, a country of a significant size.
How do you see the Romanian market the hotel market compared with the regional ones?
I think there is really still good growth possible. And I think with all these changes we have, with the additional extra cost, with the consumer who is choosing more carefully, I think the properties which will have the better product, the better experience, the better distribution system will really benefit, because the idea from pile it high and sell it cheap, it's no longer working in our industry. So you will need to find your own niche. You have a good product where the customer chooses you for other things than only the price, and that will. And I think this shift in Romania is still only at the starting point.
You had previous experiences in countries like Belgium, UK, Turkey, and the Baltics. What should we learn from these countries and these regions?
Maybe these countries should learn a lot from you.
Really? Tell us more.
No. Quite frankly, I think Romania. I think Romania is doing remarkably well, but not because there is a centralized strategy or so. That since I've been here, I've never discovered that. But underlying the entrepreneurial spirit in Romania, if you see all these big new festival initiatives, big new developments, you look at Terme in Bucharest, it's all private driven by the private sector. And I think this is also very good, because this makes it also very sustainable in the long term.
And how competitive is the local market in your business compared to local?
Let me say, when we started some years ago, we were probably the first one to enter the market. Today, our competitors are as much present as we are. You see that if you look in Poland, almost half of the hotels are branded. I think in Romania we are at 7 or 8% or so. So we are really at the starting point. But it's speeding up. Every month you see that independent hotels are joining the network. Again, if you cannot drive your top line, your revenue, and you cannot control your cost of acquiring the business, it becomes the bottom line becomes more and more challenging. And that's a great opportunity for us, together with bringing standards and training and making it interesting for the people to work in the industry, because they can start in one hotel, they can move to the next one, they can work abroad and come back. And so there's a lot of, let me say, additional benefits to join network like ours, which little by little also in Romania really develops.
You mentioned this franchise partnerships with local hotels. How open and mature is the Romanian market for this?
I think there's been a significant acceleration in the last 3 years. Really a significant acceleration. We are getting requests enormously. There is also another.
Can you give us a number? What it means? What's
it's
enormous?
Very difficult to say. It's very difficult to
Enormous.
say. But if you would see the number of signed hotel under international brands, I don't have the figures in my head, but we can provide them to you. It for sure has quadrupled in the last 3 or 4 years, with us, but also with our competitors. And then there is another very interesting. In Western Europe, and for a long term, you had what we call white label management companies. These are, we provide the brand, and then you have local companies who provide the management for the hotel on behalf of the owner. And that has been absent in Romania for a very, very long time. And we see now plenty of new dynamic young companies entering the market as what we call third-party management or white label management company. They will not all succeed. But again, it's for us, we love to work with these companies because they know how to implement our standards, they know how to, and again, it makes, it will make the entire industry, again, more professional. And the more professional we are, the better customers we can attract, the higher rates we can sell. So this is also a new trend. I think it's since the last 2 years, but you have this in Hungary already since much longer. You have this in Croatia much longer, in Greece and Italy. But it's a new trend in Romania, which we very much like.
Mm-hmm. How do you evaluate a local, an independent hotel to add it to your portfolio? If I would be an independent, I would run an independent hotel, how would I be able to join your network?
First of all, we need to see which brand could fit with you. Mm-hmm. Because in the end, it's also important, the brand is not just about the size of the bed. You should also fit a little bit on what is let me see, what is the idea of the owner behind the hotel should fit with the brand. Because it's always the hotel of the owner, and we put the brand on top of it. That's very important. Then we would look what added value can we bring. How you sell your hotel today, how you distribute your hotel, which are your customers. If we can change your customer mix, can we bring a better customer mix who bring higher value? If you buy 80% of your business on booking.com, if we can turn that around to some other ways, how much money would you save? And that's how we evaluate case by case to see. And it's really important if the hotel cannot be a good fit with the brand or cannot, let me say, enhance our brand value, and if we cannot bring added value to the owner, we should not do it, because then it will never work. Mm-hmm. So that's really the key on how to make such a partnership work.
And after you integrate a hotel in your portfolio, how do you evaluate it? What are the key metrics?
Let me say it takes 6 to 12 months, because if it is an existing hotel, the team in the hotel has to change the way they're working, the way how they find the business, the way how they service the customers, make the breakfast buffet, so it takes a little while. Once the team in the hotel has fully understood all the tools and the systems and everything, it works very smoothly. Us and I think also our competitors, we have a tremendous amount of tools, systems, databases which are there for the owners to use and for the hotel teams to use. And once it clicks, it works.
Mm-hmm. A more technical question. Do you have a time frame from signing the deal to the hotel opening?
The ideal is, I would say, 4 or 5 months. Mm-hmm. It depends. If the hotel is in a very bad condition, it needs refurbishment, it will take longer. Mm-hmm. We sometimes do it in 2 months, but it's not ideal, because you first of all, the hotel needs to be set up in the system. And then also it's better that all the sales requirements are fully understood by everybody, and then we go, because the business will come much quicker than but if the hotel is in good condition, we can convert quickly. We can do it in 3 to 4 months. Also depending a little bit on what's the right moment. It's, for instance, you're not going to, if it is a seasonal hotel, you're not going to rebrand in the middle of the season, because everybody is busy, so it depends a little bit on, again, on a case by case.
I want to ask, what do you contribute? Do you also contribute financially to the investment, to the renovation?
We don't.
Maybe training.
We don't own real estate. So basically, we are an asset-light company, the same as our competitors. So we provide customer systems and so on. We sometimes provide financial contributions. If you have a hotel and you need to change your entire IT system, we would look if we can help with that. But we are not owners. We cannot do the same investment as somebody who owns the bricks and mortars of a building.
Yeah.
Training is a very good point. I think we have our own academy. We have lots of online courses. There's also many staff who move throughout the network and then come back. And for instance, also in Romania, what we can see, each time when we open hotels, we have Romanians working all over Europe, coming back to their own city to work in one of the properties. again, that's another way how you can contribute to how the network can work for you.
You recently expanded a lot based on conversions, this conversion-led growth. Can you explain what this concept means and why is it gaining growth in our country and maybe in the region?
It's not only in our country. You should understand that a new built property these days, it's very complicated. First of all, very difficult to get permitting. You know, we know some cities where it's not so simple. Two, it's very difficult. Construction cost is expensive. Construction labor is difficult to find. And let me say, for an independent hotel, it becomes, because of the increase of the cost structure, it becomes more and more interesting to join a network like ours. So before COVID, conversions was 25% of the business. Today, it's 70% of the business.
Romania is often characterized by the fiscal unpredictability. Have any recent tax changes affected your business in any way?
You know, there is two aspects to that. You know, I with my team, we do 22 countries, and there is always VAT and tax changing somewhere. So it's not exclusive to Romania, trust me. I think it's a bit sad to tax the hospitality industry too much. One, I think in many places, also in Bucharest, we are an export business. We have foreigners who stay, and so I think it's a bit counterproductive to export business. Secondly, I think we also a very important employer from people who are with shorter schooling careers, and again, and who then join one of our properties, grow up, and sometimes become general manager and so on. And again, I think we, as an industry, we have a specific role to play there towards employment, towards, let me say, attracting of foreign customers who come and spend the money, and they can choose where they're going to spend the money. But in the end, I think for Romania, there's also a bit of an opportunity in there, because since costs have been going up, more and more owners and more hotel operators are really thinking from how can I create more added value with my property. And that's a great opportunity for us, because there we can work together with the owner in how to optimize your labor cost, how to optimize your energy cost, how to optimize your distribution cost. And again, in every negative, there's also a positive. And I think the real entrepreneurs who are, you know, you cannot change that. Who's going to influence it? So you should control the controllable. And in view that overall prices in Romanian hotels, if you benchmark them, they're for sure not high. But people will only pay higher prices for better product, for better experiences. And I think there's a lot of work to do.
Do you see any structural challenges that affect your expansion plans?
You know, it's sometimes it's a little bit country by country. In Romania, it's even city to city. You know, there's cities where it's easy to get permitting. There's other cities where it's slightly more complicated. But I wouldn't say that Romania is more complicated than many of its neighboring countries, or even to get a permit in Belgium, for instance, it's very difficult, because here you have certain rules. They also have rules. Don't worry.
Busting a myth.
Yes, but you know, it's a question. You know, if we want to do business, we have to learn to live with it, because and it's not only an issue in Romania. It's absolutely, you know, I spend a lot of time in Italy. I spend a lot of time in Greece. It's also very complicated over there.
I would like to know from you, what are your priorities for the next 3 to 5 years in Romania in terms of new hotels, new cities, new brands?
What we would like to do is, first of all, consolidate the network, make sure that we are where we have to be, then bring new brands to Romania, like for instance Mondrian, which I think is a real 5-star lifestyle hotel, bring Tribe Hotel, so really maybe bring Mama Shelter 25 hours, and really to bring not to make one hotel of 600 rooms, rather to make 6 hotels of 100 rooms with different products for different customer base. That is really, so we really want to consolidate the network. the better network we have, the more contribution, the more client base we have, the more contribution we can bring to our partners. So it's really consolidation of the network, but not only in volume, but also in a good diversity of product range.
And this will be my last question. How do you see Romania evolving on the hospitality map of Europe? Can it be a regional leader?
Oh, it's not so easy. If you go to Croatia, you have, they have much more sea, and I think where there is a lot to do, and that's why we are so happy, for instance, to go by a Felix. I think Romania has a potential of very high quality spa, not medical, but spa facilities. Today, most of the facilities are medical, and sometimes they are not they're not in the highest category. So I think there is a tremendous potential, because from all the sectors, from sea resorts, mountain resorts, the spa resorts, who really make this shift from purely medical to well-being spa, that's a sector which does exceptionally well in Bulgaria. We see it in Czech Republic. We see it in many countries, and I think there is still a big opportunity, because you have very high quality mountain water. You have this water very often in the mountains. In many places they don't have that, and I think there is a tremendous opportunity there. But then the facilities really need to be top notch, because if you go to Serbia, we have a hotel in Serbia with spas. It's amazing. If you go to Czech Republic, even in Bulgaria, where we building a Swiss hotel in Sapariva Banja, I think this is a niche. If the facilities are top notch, where Romania still can grow a lot.
So this is the next point to focus on as a country, maybe.
Yes, because I think you will never have the Adriatic Sea. Yeah. With all, but this combination with spa resorts, with the quality of your water and the mountains, I think it's a tremendous opportunity.
Thank you very much, Frank.
Thank you.
Hope you'll be joining us in the future for news and new trends, maybe.
Okay, super. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.